All right, boys, time to rank the greatest NBA players of all time. I am very excited for this one.
Yeah, it seems none of the lethargic gamer faggots who consume and make these videos ever thought of this idea. So I am glad we got here first.
Sounds like a lot of projection on your behalf, Donald. No one could ever hope to be as lethargic as your fat ass.
Spell lethargic, you senile fuck.
All right, please take your dicks out of each other's asses and let's focus on the task at hand. First, we have Dwayne Wade, the greatest Miami Heat player of all time.
LeBron?
Here comes Sleepy Joe with the bronzexual rhetoric already, and we're not even halfway through the damn list.
Obviously, besides LeBron, Joe, I thought this would go without saying. Anyways, I am feeling tier 3 for Mr. Wade here. He carried Shaq to an NBA Finals and won the Finals MVP. He was also a 13-time All-Star and won 2 more rings with the Heat Big Three.
So how come just the third tier? The Flash had an incredible NBA career.
Well, after that first championship run with Shaq in '06, Wade was living in the shadow of Kobe Bryant. Sadly, throughout his career, Dwayne was injury-prone, and this took away a lot of his winning potential in both the regular and postseason. This is why they needed Bosh and LeBron in Miami.
And after taking more injuries with LeBron and Bosh in South Beach, Wade's stats went straight into the shitter. He wasn't the same explosive talent as he was before. From 2016 to 2018, he would go hopping from team to team and eventually retire with the Miami Heat in 2019. He was even on the Cavs with King James for a while.
Jesus Christ, could you go one moment without jerking off LeBron James, please? It's pathetic. I have to agree with you both, though. Plus, his mother misspelled his name like a fucking retard, so put him in tier 3.
What is truly pathetic, Donald, is that you would call another man's mother a fucking retard. Especially when you know Wade's history and upbringing.
Oh, shut up, bitch. We are in Discord. How is this nigga gonna know I said that? No offense, Obama.
Sometimes I really wonder why I bother being friends with either of you. Let's just move on to the next player.
Yes, Superman himself, Shaquille O'Neal. Probably the most physically dominant basketball player of all time with only Wilt Chamberlain to rival him.
Easy GOAT tier for me.
Agreed.
Not trying to downplay the man's legacy, but after the three-peat with Kobe and Wade's carry job in '06, Shaq became a fat piece of shit who took his God-given gifts for granted. He could have easily won 3 more championships and have been considered the undisputed GOAT if he just had a better work ethic.
You have a good point, Don. But the dominance Shaq displayed in the beginning of his career was like nothing else we had ever seen in the league.
Speak for us both, Barack. Joe here was probably around for when Naismith nailed the first baskets to Jim Walls in 1891.
Yeah, and after a couple of games, the boys all got tired and we shared your mother, Donald.
What the fuck did you say?
Holy shit, how are we ever going to get through this without you two faggots constantly bickering with each other?
I apologize, Barack. I should know better than to argue with the elderly and demented.
Motherfucker, you are as old, if not older than me.
All right, Wilt, the stilt is next, and I don't even want to argue. We all know he belongs here. Next is Hakeem Olajuwon. Top 5 of big men of all time, but sadly he had to play in the era of Michael Jordan and his Chicago Bulls.
It must be mentioned that during Michael's disappointing early retirement and baseball career, Hakeem dominated the league and won 2 championships back-to-back. He was also Finals MVP for both.
He has an incredibly strong case for GOAT tier. But amongst other great centers, his career pales in comparison. Not sure if he would be considered anybody's GOAT unless you're an old head Rockets fan.
My God, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Joe.
Personally, I believe you both are underrating Hakeem and his accomplishments. But 2 is better than 1, so for now he will stay in tier 2. Now on to AI. What an incredible talent, and with what little he was given to work with in Philly, he was still able to lead his team to a finals appearance.
Just to be raped by Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. In my opinion, Iverson was a damn thug and nearly ruined the NBA's clean reputation. He was a horrible teammate and uncoachable. I mean, it's kind of funny and cool how he could go out on a drunken bender at the club the night before a game and still give you 40. But what else was AI other than a glorified street baller?
I'll tell you what he was. He was a regular season MVP, a 4-time scoring champion, a 3-time steals leader, and an 11-time All-Star in a league where Shaq, Kobe, Vince Carter, and Tim Duncan were all in their prime. All the while, the man was only 6 foot tall. Really 5'11" if you meet him in person.
Yeah, I am sorry, Don, but the focus of the tier list is on-court performances, not off-court drama. Allen left it all on the floor every night he suited up for a game.
Okay, sure, but how could we possibly put him in tier 3 with Wade when this guy was one of the most inaccurate superstars of all time and has never won a finals? He doesn't belong in Tier 3 with Wade, an actual champion.
Despite all that I have brought up that is fair, Wade has contributed far more to winning basketball than the answer ever did. Tier 4 seems fair, but he must be at top of Tier 4.
I can work with that.
Fine, Tier 4 it is. Now it is time for the late, great Bill Russell, the man with more rings than fingers.
11 championships won and probably 10 to 11 finals MVPs if the award had existed at the time. Easy GOAT tier.
How could I argue with a man who was alive to attend these games personally?
Donald, enough with the old jokes. You are as old as this nigga Joe, and it just doesn't make sense coming from you.
Lol.
All right, Barack, if you're just going to defend Sleepy Joe the whole time, why don't you go and change his adult diapers too?
Nigga. Suck my dick, I'm not taking shit from either of you old crones. How about you two try and enlighten me on who the fuck these next two guys are, because I got no clue.
I can't remember. What about you, Donald?
I can't remember either of these guys as well. And not because I have plaques developing on my brain neurons like Demented Joe here.
I mean, they are on the list for a reason, I suppose. So I'm sure they are not bad. But without any clue of who these guys are, I can't properly rate them. They belong in a whole new tier.
The who the fuck are you tier?
Sure.
There we are. Perfect.
When the fuck did we agree Charles Barkley was Tier 4?
I am not even going to entertain a Charles Barkley debate. Definitely wasn't better than AI.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Joe. Besides the MVP, what has Charles done other than lose to Michael Jordan?
Just ignore him, Don. All right, Clyde Drexler, honestly, why is he even here?
I guess to be filler for Tier 5.
Yeah, what the fuck? Honestly, I wouldn't even have him in top 50 of my all-time.
If I could, I would put him down in who the fuck are you tier, but we all know his name because Michael Jordan would rape him, so yeah, Tier 5 it is. Now time for Dr. J.
Rutgers Park legend, ABA and NBA legend, Philly legend. Dr. J is one of the smoothest players to ever touch a ball and was a direct inspiration for Michael Jordan's game. Also the first to dunk from the free throw line.
He was also an NBA champion against the Showtime Lakers in '83. A regular season MVP and 11-time All-Star, he deserves at least Tier 3.
No arguments from me. Now time for the Admiral.
Honestly, I was never really a fan of the Spurs. I can appreciate Tim and his greatness, but I would never go out of my way to watch a Spurs game unless they were in the finals.
That being said, David Robinson, while surely not being the greatest center even during his time of play, had a successful career and won 2 championships with Tim Duncan.
I don't mind him being in 3.
Same, I guess.
Now time for the Iceman George Gervin. Tier 5, to be honest.
Yeah, he was a great talent and scorer, but never did much in the postseason. He was a 12-time All-Star, though.
Yeah, okay, whatever, who cares? Now we are back to the interesting players. KG!
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Nigga, what the fuck was that?
That was weak as fuck, Joe.
Sorry, the wife's sleeping.
Steph Curry is GOAT tier.
Yes.
Hell no!
What the fuck do you mean, Donnie? He literally just won a championship last year and a finals MVP.
Not to mention he is the actual greatest shooter of all time and has changed the game of basketball as we know it.
Unanimous MVP. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. If Hakeem is Tier 2, Curry is down there with him.
Whoa, I remember you being the one for Hakeem in Tier 2. Now it sounds like you have him as a GOAT.
Seems like I'm not the only one with short-term memory loss.
Shut the fuck up, you old buggard. My point is that between Hakeem and Curry, if one had to be in GOAT tier, it is most definitely Hakeem.
Not sure about that one, my guy. More championships, more impact on the game. It is looking like Curry solos.
More finals, MVP's dickhead. More rebounds, more blocks. Higher steal rate even.
I don't know, Barry. Donald low-key spitting. The game ain't all offense.
Fine, I guess Donnie has a point. He will be Tier 2 for now.
Hey, what the fuck? I saw that. Put Hakeem back on top of Tier 2.
Suck my dick, bitch. I am in control, lol. Now time for Kareem. We all know he is GOAT status.
Better than Bronzo?
It's been so long you have mentioned him that I have almost forgotten that you are a slave for LeBron James. When we order the GOAT tier, expect a fiery debate, Sleepy Joe.
Okay, Dirk Nowitzki now. I say Tier 3.
Agreed. Embarrassing Joe's savior like that on the biggest stage of basketball was a pleasure to witness.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Sorry you have to pull out a VCR to view Jordan's championships.
Ha! Sorry you had to watch LeBron being clamped down on by Jason Terry. LMAO, never has there been a more disappointing superstar performance in a postseason.
Kevin Durant is Tier 2, but will never be a GOAT unless he wins 3 more championships, and that will never happen.
Yeah, the guy ruined his entire rep by leaving the championship destined thunder for a team they lost to in the postseason.
The already near super team Warriors, Jesus, nearly ruined the NBA for 4 years.
I would put him in Tier 3 just for that, but the man is a truly one-of-a-kind talent. If maybe he wasn't such a ring chaser, he would be seen as one of the GOATs. Well, now we're on Karl Malone.
Yeah, Joe's second favorite player.
What? No, he is not. It's Mario Chalmers.
Jesus, I know, moron. I'm saying that because he is a pedophile, just like you.
Says the nigga who was flying private with Jeffrey.
Jesus, it's like I'm not even in the room with you guys sometimes.
Sorry, Barry.
Whatever. I guess Karl is Tier 4 because he was really fucking good and had a reg season MVP, but never won a ring.
Plus, he is a pedophile, so he is at the bottom of Tier 4.
Okay, sure. The Black Mamba.
GOAT tier.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck are you talking about, Joe? Do you not remember the three-peat and his 2 finals wins and finals MVPs? It is Kobe Bryant.
First of all, that is Shaq's three-peat. Second, Kobe only won his 2 after having a meltdown in the postseason against the Phoenix Suns, where he completely gave up on his team. He stole his entire game from Michael Jordan. He was a notorious ball hog and toxic teammate whose antics ended up running Shaq out of Los Angeles. And how are you going to be considered a GOAT with only 1 regular season MVP?
Kobe perfected Michael's game. Sorry, Shaq was too much of a fat ass to take Kobe's advice and actually take care of himself. For most of Kobe's career, he was robbed of reg season MVP votes.
I'm sorry, Don, but your arguments are weak as fuck. Joe came with the facts. Kobe was one of the greatest players of all time, but I have to agree that if his goal was to surpass Michael Jordan, then he failed at that goal. He is not top 10 all time. Larry Bird is GOAT tier, no need to debate. Now for LeBron James.
Here we fucking go.
All hail King James, #1 all-time scorer. He did it for Cleveland, back-to-back in South Beach, brought a championship to LA in the bubble. He is the GOAT.
I know Joe is annoying as shit with LeBron Dick riding Don, but he is top 10.
Sure. Yes, we all know. It's not like the media doesn't fucking let us know every single second of the day.
And he deserves the coverage, motherfuckers. LeBron, Raymond, James, King.
Don't fucking jizz your depends, Joe. Jesus.
All right, now here's the logo, Jerry West. I have looked into his career, and the nigga could ball. Made it to the finals 9 times, but only won once.
Bottom of Tier 3 seems fair.
Sure, why not?
All righty then. Magic Johnson, GOAT tier.
Definitely.
And now the guy we have all been waiting for.
No need to say much.
What can we say that hasn't been already? LeBron is better, though.
Not now, Joe. Next is Moses Malone. Very underrated player. Most people have never even heard of him.
Probably because he wasn't so accomplished on the accolades side. But no doubt the guy was a bucket, scoring over 27,000 points in his career, led the league in rebounds 6 times, and averaged a double-double in career points and rebounds.
I say Tier 4.
I have no problem with that.
Same.
Scottie Pippen.
Tier 4.
I don't know about that one, Barry. It is fair to say he is better than Charles, Moses, Karl, and AI.
Sure, but was he ever able to lead a team to the finals like AI did? Did he win an MVP like Charles and Karl here? Does he average a career double-double like Moses? Makes you wonder.
Scottie was a defensive machine. He was very deserving of Defensive Player of the Year in multiple seasons of his career.
Did he win, though? No. Barack makes a great point. He was a great second man to Jordan, but that is all he was. A second man.
John Stockton was that scrappy, fundamental white boy that we all need on a team. Amongst white players, he is top 5 in my book.
Never won a finals, no MVPs, played with a rapist pedophile, Tier 5.
Sure, I guess. Look, guys, that drug cocktail for my insomnia is kicking in, and I am really starting to doze off. Let's finish up quickly.
You sure it's just for your insomnia, you doddering, feeble, sad old man? Jesus, I bet enough drugs are in your system to kill 2 elephants.
Chill, Donald. Why the fuck are you going in on him like this?
It's because he fears me. What I represent. A slow death of not just the body, but the mind as well. He knows when death approaches his door, he will not be ready. For there are sins he has committed that he believes will forever go unwashed.
Damn, pal, you really are losing it.
You will die completely alone.
Yo, I'm sorry, Barack, but this nigga is creeping me the fuck out and Melania is calling me to bed. Talk to you faggots later.
Jesus Christ, Joe, you fucking ruined it. We didn't even order the goat tier yet.
Maybe if people are interested and want us to conclude this tier list, they can suggest a part 2 in the comments down below.
Damn. Dementia is fucking crazy. I'll talk to you later, nigga. Good night.
Broken footsteps on the floor. Pick myself up and carry on, because something's waiting for me. And I won't let them write my song, keep my direction, and soon I'll be turned to gold. I'm a king without a throne, a heart without a home. Just cards that I've been dealt in life. I walk the road alone, but my hope will never die, but my hope will never die, my hope will never die, my hope will never die. I keep holding on.